I will freely admit that the hosts of this show are no giga-chads, even though we've done our fair share of looks maxing through a combination of mewing, gym maxing, soft maxing, and starve maxing. We haven't yet had to resort to hard maxing or roid maxing, but our results speak for themselves. When you're dealt a declining face card like us, we have to rely on increasing our SMV through things like jester maxing. Occasionally on this podcast, we'll engage in jester mogging and jester gooning, which may attract foids, but what do you expect when we're just three moids? In other words, we're just three chopped and washed unks who have no business mogging in the first place, which is why we started a podcast. My name is Brandon.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Becca.
And this is Qualified Nonsense.
I didn't get a bit of that. Like
I was going to say, before we introduce our guest, what the fuck was that?
What the hell just happened?
Are you guys
how deep
familiar
did you
with
go?
like looks maxing culture on like with Gen Alpha?
No, not at all.
Well,
this
we got a lot of keywords in there.
Offensive.
We're going to start monetizing after that.
Yeah.
I got
we're
unk.
going
That's
after a
it.
younger
I got
crowd.
unk too. That's about where it capped for me.
Well,
it's
everybody,
basically like, yeah. Anyway, we don't have to talk about it.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm mewing.
I
also
know,
heard
I
mewing.
want to know, but let's introduce our guest. Everybody, we have qualified nonsense first. We have our first female guest. So, boys,
Hey,
mind your P's and Q's. We have
P's.
Becca.
Yeah. I got. Oh, quick cut off. They weren't that enthused. Welcome, Becca.
This is Becca. We actually all here went to high school together, and I'm not really sure we all knew each other very well at the time, but I've gotten to know Becca in our adult years, kind of rekindled. Actually, I think it was a podcast that you reached out about. But yeah, welcome, Becca.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Tell us, catch us up. What have you been up to since high school?
What have I been doing for the past 23 years? Yeah,
Oof.
I was actually, I know, I was thinking about how the amount of time we've been out of high school is more than our age when we graduated. So let's just mull that one over for a minute.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was thinking about how I wish that we could be back at the movie theater working, except I wouldn't be there anymore because I got fired.
You got fired?
I did.
I forgot that you worked there.
I got fired.
Wait, because Brandon, you worked there too. I remember Zach worked there.
Yeah.
Who? So wait, Becca? What did you get fired for?
Oh, it was great. I was the accomplice to the crime of stealing a plastic employee cup. So I should be grateful.
Accomplice?
Yeah, I should be grateful that I didn't get charges pressed against me because
Wait, did somebody get charges pressed against them?
yes, the person who ran the film, the guy that had the tattoos all over his back.
Yeah.
They used that to fire him.
Really?
Wow.
That's wild.
They used the fact he had back tattoos to fire him?
No, they used the fact that he gave Heather and Abby, shout out to Heather and Abby,
Nice.
an employee plastic cup that I filled with water and gave to them. So
Well,
I was
Dang.
a known accomplice
wow.
in the
That's
stealing ring that was rampant at the Sandy movie theater.
So
I still
then
got
I've ruined your
feelings about
resume
that.
ever since.
I know every subsequent job they're like, have you ever been forcibly let go from a previous position? And you're like, yes.
But I didn't have charges pressed against me.
I know. There's the saving grace. They're like, okay, get in here.
I still have
I mean-
resentment about that. Like, I think everybody in the high school got hired for their very first job, but I had already been working at McDonald's and Figaro's, and I just wanted a better job. And that lady, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't work for her. She sounded rough.
Was that
Yeah.
the manager
Yeah.
or the owner or?
Owner.
Manager.
Manager.
Yeah.
Oh, was she just the manager? I thought
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Just the manager. Nice.
You know what the
Get
best thing
'em,
is?
Matt.
We all know who we're talking about without using names.
Yeah. I mean, the owner, well, never mind. We don't have to get into it, but
Yeah.
Here's some good, for all you deep sandy lore people.
Whoops. Didn't mean to scratch that scab. But anyway,
Luckily this podcast isn't very popular and no one's gonna listen to it. So
The people in Azerbaijan will really have a lot.
They're gonna be like, yeah, she's a bitch.
She's translating.
yeah, I forgot you worked there. Like, I honestly don't recall a lot of my time there, but
We've also talked a lot about how we've not so gradually lost our memory from pretty much that entire time period. You, Matt, maybe you have a better memory, but Brandon and I, our memory is garbage.
I know I've said it before, but I loved high school. Even though I went to prom by myself twice, I didn't have a girlfriend. My first kiss was like forced upon me in drama class.
Hell
I still
yeah.
loved it.
I mean, no, please, Becca.
No, I was gonna say, I don't know. I probably wasn't the best version of myself in high school.
Oh no, no,
so
Becca,
I've-
we were all the best versions of ourselves. We were
well,
all.
I mean,
That's why I want to go back.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, if the best version of yourself was in high school and you're reflecting on that as an adult, like, you've probably led a pretty sad life.
Yeah.
I know, no disrespect to Matt. Like, I'm not saying that. Like,
Sticks and
Oh,
stones,
man.
Brandon. God damn.
That was a long burn right there.
Fuck this podcast.
Okay, guys, I'm going home.
well, no, I mean, if you feel like you kind of peaked in high school, then, like, I don't know.
Spoiler alert, they're still in Sandy. Anyway, yeah, so okay, we all went to high school together. Where did
Okay.
you went to you went to OSU?
Bless you. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I
Cool.
graduated in 08 into the worst economy ever as an
Same.
accountant.
Awesome.
And have just been crushing spreadsheets ever since.
Nice.
So
I'm actually sitting here looking at my my mouse board is actually, it's all Excel sheet cheats codes. It's pretty nice. Thanks, TikTok.
Thanks,
But it
TikTok.
is, yeah, it's pretty fun.
I used to have a mug that said "freak in the sheets," and it was like an Excel spreadsheet,
Nice.
and it
Nice.
accidentally got broken when someone was unloading the dishwasher. That was not me.
Yo, that's wild.
So I'm waiting for my replacement, which will never come. But "freak in the sheets" was good.
At least it wasn't given away to some friends, and then you could press charges against them.
Yeah, right.
Nice. I have one that's a bunch of shortcuts. A mug that's a bunch of shortcuts for VI, which is like a nerdy text-based like editing software that I got at a previous job in IT. But I feel like the Sheets mug is more useful and like flashier, like cooler. We should figure out a replacement. We'll handle that offline.
I didn't realize that, I should have realized, but I was using it one time, like in a meeting, and I saw the realization on other people's faces that I like what it said.
Nice.
I'm like, I'll put that down.
Was that a no-no? I've seen some like far worse
I mean,
cuts.
the reactions by the people in the meeting were nice, but I probably, if my boss found out about it, would, frown upon it.
Yeah, have a talking to. Have you seen that woman?
I'll have to
She's
get you
on like.
Oh,
I was
go
just going to say that woman who sort of like makes skits that coaches people how to set boundaries at work, and she's got the cunt mug where the have you seen that? I don't remember what her name is, but it's so good.
I strive to have that. Like, I don't know. I'm sure that one would definitely get broken, but
yeah.
it's one of my favorite words.
Yeah. The handle, it's a big mug, but the handle is a C, and then onto the on the mug itself. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
I actually saw there's I mean, by the time this comes out it'll be long gone, but there is a blizzard in New York that happened over the weekend, and there was a guy that was walking around filming all the snowmen that people made, and like some of them were pretty creative, but the guy, I had to send it to Becca because I know that's your favorite word. He's like going through, and it's a long video. It's like 3.5 minutes long of just all these snowmen that were made in Central Park. He's like, "Ooh, look at that one. That one's pretty cunty." And I was like, "Hey, that's your favorite word," and we had an episode about it. Yeah,
Matt mentioned that. I was wondering if we would be able to use any of these clips for social media at all, if that is your favorite word.
It is my favorite word.
We can. I'm sure we could do some fun bleeping, right? That's always fun.
I won't use the word. We don't have to. I'm just saying that.
No, we've got a quota to fill now, Becca.
I have a deep appreciation for it.
Good.
That's a nice way to say it.
Did you hear that episode that we talked about the various uses? Do you and your friends use it on like as a way? Because didn't we discuss it being like a compliment, like calling someone cunty in a positive way? Do you do that with your friends?
I don't do that with any of my friends, but I did appreciate that using it in that context, not just calling someone like a cunt without the E, that could actually be like nice, you know? And so I make sure that I don't.
With the hard T though, it does sound like super aggressive.
So I make sure that when I have my road aggression, because I don't have road rage, when I have my road aggressions, I don't use it in the nice way.
Nice.
Do you ever use it as a noun? Like, oh, she kicked me right in the cunt. Like that kind of.
I've never talked about my own in that way.
Oh, okay.
And straight to it.
the English are always really good at using it in a in like a positive and noun sort of way, like calling someone that as a form of like affection, which I always really appreciate.
I feel like it's the accent that really
that's it,
brings it all together.
Yeah,
because there's a whole thing going around about Prince Andrew right now, and they're like, he has a nickname. He's like, what is it? And they're like, are you sure you want me to say it? Like, he's being interviewed by the BBC, and they're like, you're not going to be able to air it. He's like, yeah, but we want to know. He's like, we call him cunt. But it's like in the English way. I was like, oh. Good thing you can air this on social media.
Finding out that that was your nickname when someone from your the family staff is like doing an interview on BBC.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense why you would lose your title then. Well, they really didn't. I guess I don't really have any friends.
I mean, it is a gender neutral slang for somebody. Like, men and women can be cunts. So,
and I knew someone who was really into the etymology of it, and forgive me, I did not do any studying up before discussing this, but it does have sort of like strong feminine like backgrounds, as I understand it, and I think some sort of mystical stuff too. But I had a friend back in the day that was like really into it in like a specifically empowering sort of way. I'm like, all right, get it.
Curious as to the mystical properties.
The witches before we all got burned in Salem when we were calling each other. Yeah, that must have been it.
Did you just say we?
Yes, I did.
All right, I clocked that. All right. Nice. Well, what do you think? Have we bantered enough? Should we get on to some questions?
Get on to some questions. Curious to see what questions we got and what Becca thinks of them.
All right.
We'll be right back. And welcome back. Feel free to drop us a line at qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or connect with us on our socials or find us over on our newly minted Discord server. If you or someone you know would make a great guest on a future episode of Qualified Nonsense, like Becca, please let us know. Now's the time on the show where we take on Reddit's most pressing queries by finding the top trending questions and answering them here. Our first question comes to us from Ask Reddit, the username Psychological Sky 58. They ask, people 40 plus, what actually mattered in the long run and what didn't? So this is a good one, kind of reflecting on high school and all of that.
Tell you what mattered was winning the state championship and getting this ring.
Nice.
Threw that football over them, their mountains.
Yeah, like Al Bundy was talking about polk high.
Well, ladies first. Becca, what matters and what doesn't in the long run?
In the long run, I mean, I think we've already kind of said it, like becoming the best version of yourself. I don't know. I think that you're going to attract what you put out in the world. So making sure that if you're not attracting what you want, that you are working on yourself. I don't think I realized that, until I turned 40. No, I'm kidding. What didn't matter? Ooh, probably the majority of what happened at Sandy High School.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like it's a thing that everybody has to go through of like spending entirely too much time on the things that don't matter in order to find out that it doesn't indeed, or rather in fact, matter. I think about like, oh my gosh, I think about how often I was and frankly, like sometimes still am, like either embarrassed or trepidatious about approaching a situation, and then always in retrospect how sort of like silly and a waste of time it is to sort of like squirrel away in my own head of like, not, just like caring less. And I think that comes with age too. Like there's a lot of stuff I just don't give a shit about anymore. and it's so freeing. It's so nice.
I guess we're kind of to piggyback off what you're saying. Yeah. Just like worrying about what people think of you.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. In most situations, not all, but most. Yeah. Like in a job interview, for a job you really want, it probably does matter what they think of you. But the vast majority of, like, I think people, especially when they're younger, spend a lot of time worrying how they're going to look to their peers or to their friends, and trying to shape themselves into fitting into a box that maybe they don't necessarily fit into. So
I feel like, though, I think you guys have it figured out in that regards, and mine has been a little reversed in the sense of like I care way too much about certain things now, where I used to, like in my 20s, for example, could show up to the airport 30 minutes before a flight and feel fine. And now I'm 4 hours, like I will get actively stopped in order to check my bags because I'm more than 4 hours too early to the airport. That kind of stuff. Like I don't know, like heavily weighing on time schedules and that stuff really shouldn't matter. But I don't know, the older I get, the more I do care about things. So I wish I could get back to the 20s of just being like,
I think that's
like out of control anxiety.
Well, but I think that's fair because if we were
doctor's appointment now.
I think if we were to do this podcast and ask the same question in 20 years, we would have plenty to say about us right now. You know what I mean? So like it's a journey.
Yeah.
But
I hope I'm here in 20 years.
Oh no, that's a good point.
Not drinking that Dr. Pepper heavy.
Yeah. That Dr. Pepper diesel is not going to get you there.
But do you guys, the older we get, and I mean, out of the gate, specifically our high school, we had a lot of loss early on in life. Do you guys see people that either like get sick or people that pass, and you're like, man, I guess we're kind of getting to that age. I should care less about ... Like, does that ever force you to think like, oh, I could be gone tomorrow? I should. This is a midlife crisis I'm having,
there
isn't
are
it?
like,
Yeah.
well, there are
you
like,
Is it
okay?
happening like right now?
there are like sort of
Jesus.
like irresponsible thoughts that cross into my head, like, oh, I should cash out my 401k and then just use that to travel or whatever. Like, because
Yes.
like, I don't know if I'm going to be around to be able to use it, or you can't take it with you, sort of thing. And
Exactly.
like
I want to
stuff
know what
like,
it feels like to live like a king in Thailand for a year.
or
And
like,
you could do that. Cash out
like,
your 401k. Let's go.
yeah, just like live for today, sort of thing. But then I don't know. Then you kind of screw over your family that way.
Who?
Yeah.
I think that you guys are a great example of like staying good friends or staying in contact with people from high school. I think one other thing that I wouldn't have done or that I learned now is the quality of your friendships. I have a daughter who's in middle school. I know, how is that
Yeah, that's
possible?
pretty wild.
She's very concerned about her friends and what her friends think and what her friends are wearing and all of the things that I'm sure as boys and young men you cared about a lot too. But I can think about the number of people that I still talk to from middle school and high school, and I think the number is probably on the higher end 5.
Yeah.
And so the amount of time and energy that I spent concerned with I think our graduating class was over 905, and I
Yeah.
cared so much about what they all thought. And
Sure.
so I think I'll double down on the not caring as much, but more in a sense of like, once you zoom out, you know, you've attracted and you've stayed friends with and you've made the effort. So maybe, Matt, you're saying like making the effort, right? Or cashing it out and going to Thailand. That's fine too. If that's what you want, that's your effort. And I
Yeah.
bet if you did that, Jake and Brandon would probably still be around. And I am chronically online, so we would stay in touch too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a really good point of I have 2 daughters, and one's close to your daughter's age as well, and she is starting to get to that point of being so concerned. And I actually just said the other day of like um she was having a hard weekend kind of on the emotional side, and I took her like, let's go get lunch wherever you want. And I actually said, there's a good chance you're not going to see these people after you graduate. You could honestly go to a different middle school, or you could go to a different high school. And I think that's a good perspective to have. Like, fuck these people. You won't even know them in 10 years.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself. Have fun.
Yeah. Let me tell you about burning bridges, kid. Your old man has burnt plenty of bridges. No, yeah. So I
Yeah.
would say, yeah, you all have talked about having kids, and I think that definitely changes sort of like, I mean, obviously it changes priorities, in a big way, but yeah. So I've got a 6 and a 10-year-old, and they're pretty well aloof to social stuff. My older one is just starting to figure out that there are things like cliques and stuff. And but yeah, like if anything ever troubles them, I try to be a good dad and like, oh, it's okay, but like, a part of the terrible thing of growing up is that you just sort of have to go through that shit and figure it out. Because like I could tell him all day long of what to care about and what not to care about, as I'm sure our parents did to some degree. And and
yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
From a 40-year-old man,
right.
Tell you something, champ.
Yeah. They're like, shut up, Pop, you don't have hair. I'm like, go to your room.
Have a beer. Let me tell you something about life.
Yeah.
What are some of the top answers, Brandon?
The top one here is basically what we were talking about, what you think of yourself, not what others think of you. Spending time with family. The older you get, the more you realize you could lose loved ones at any second, make you value getting together more. What doesn't matter, getting so lost in your milestone checklist that you forget to actually fucking live life.
That's a good one. The career-driven folks. I struggle with
Yeah,
that.
that's something we've talked about also is like, yeah, people who are, workaholics or who dedicate their whole lives to what they do for a living and how, it kind of detracts from living a life.
Becca, I don't know how interested you are about talking about conspiracies, but do you guys think that there are sort of concerted efforts to romanticize that? Like, I feel like the really sort of like compelling like films and books are of people like ruining their lives in order to be the best. And I know like it's sort of sometimes like posed as a cautionary tale, but they make it so sexy. Like even the like like all detective shows have people like ruining their family life in order to catch the killer or whatever it is. And even though it's a cautionary tale and even though they're having like a miserable time, it's also like artistically shot in such a way, and like the script is in such a way that you're like kind of, you want to be broody with them and you want to do that. And I wonder if there's like a concerted effort to like make it appealing.
Well, if it
Matt
wasn't
knows better
appealing,
than. Oh, go ahead.
then people wouldn't stay in jobs they hated.
Yeah.
So is that your conspiracy theory?
Yeah, that Hollywood's in on it, you know?
I kind of disagree with that, though. I think people do stay in jobs that they hate because they have the security, and there's something trained, at least in our culture, about, there's still, right, our parents were the example of get a job, stay there 35 years, draw your pension, retire, and I do think there's something drilled into us that's like, even if you hate it, it's like, yeah, but I got good benefits, right? How many times have you heard that? Like, go get a new job. I don't know. I got good benefits.
I mean, I
Like,
work for the state, so I can't say that it's not because of the benefits it is.
So, I
Well,
mean, yeah,
I was-
go ahead.
I was gonna say that Jake, you were talking about like media depictions romanticizing people's jobs. I was going to say, like, Matt knows as well as anybody that like the Hallmark movies don't do that at all. Like, it's all about, like the big city career girl moving to a little town and falling in love with like her like
The
hunk in
pretzel
town
maker.
who makes candy canes or whatever for a living.
Wait, so in this
And
conspiracy
they
theory
somehow look like they make the exact same amount of money, right? He's like, come to my house for some hot
yeah, it's like
chocolate.
a
And it's
giant
like
mansion.
the most well put together house in Aspen. It's like, there's no fucking way.
Well, but also if my conspiracy theory is correct, then Hallmark is the resistance. Hallmark is the Hallmark is fighting back against the man.
Although Hallmark on the off season right now, whatever. Anyway, I'll just go into it since you already know I know. Now is like they actually do have detective shows. It's like Hallmark murder mystery and detective shows. So if you really want to see if they have it on lockdown, go see how much they romanticize that.
Nice. I will not, but I will volunteer you to do that.
I'll take your word for it.
We'll volunteer as tribute.
After Hours, we're gonna be. It's actually a Hallmark like fan show.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice. Get on that Patreon. Find out where it really gets steamy.
Well, Becca, I know you like your reality TV to a certain degree. Did you know that there was a Hallmark Christmas reality show where it's the hunks of the world that was like a reality show? They all lived in a house, but it wasn't to date anybody. It was to be the next ... in this year's Christmas series movies. So they were all auditioning for a role. Yeah. You can still go back and find it.
Okay, I will.
I think it's called Becoming Christmas or Mr. Christmas or something like
It's
that.
just nothing but the most Canadian guys you've ever seen. Like trying to.
Well,
It's a bunch of
I
guys
was
who haven't like fully come out yet.
I was just gonna say, because this is not the Truth Social version of Hallmark. I can't remember what all of
Oh,
the
that's
people
right.
who left and went to their
Oh yeah,
own
Candace
network.
The
Cameron.
like America's Family Network or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
There's
Yeah.
that, and then there's Angel Network that just came out as well. Yeah. But I know what you're talking about. They took a lot of the stars because she was like, I'm not going to kiss anybody on screen that isn't my husband or whatever. And I was like, you're in a Christmas movie with mistletoe. What do you think is going to happen?
It's
doesn't-
always at the very end. That's the one kiss at the end, and she was like, "Nope."
Doesn't The Rock have that stipulation? Like he won't kiss anybody on screen who's not his wife?
Oh, I don't know.
I've heard that, but I don't know if it's true or not.
Damn.
I don't
That's
know
why-
that anyone's knocking down his door to be a romantic lead in a movie. I mean,
That's
if
true.
That's a hot take. Isn't he kind of revered as an attractive man?
yeah, but he's not Rocom. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Maui, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he's the pacifier, and he's whatever other movies that he's been in. He's
I
more
suppose.
actiony, less
Um.
squishy love.
Who is it? Jason Statham, and I think The Rock too. Like they can't. Like
can't
their
die.
stipulation, they can't get beat up, or they can't.
No, they
get
can't.
hurt.
They can't die. They can't be killed.
Yeah.
So that's how
That's-
Jason Statham has survived not 1 meg but 2 megs.
Wow. What a guy. What a guy.
Should we
And
roll
multiple
on to
transporting missions.
another question?
Yeah. Let's see here. Next question.
Next.
Anyway, don't care about what other people think of you. Fuck them all. YOLO. Go to Thailand. You'll be fine.
YOLO.
Oh no, this one
Next question.
was deleted, so I can't even read the question. I
Ooh,
grabbed it a
spicy.
couple hours ago.
Ooh, that would have been a
and
good
they,
one.
It was. I mean, the gist of it was like, I always wish my friends happy birthday, but they forget my birthday, like that kind of a thing.
Becca was
Oh,
into that one.
you've got a 50% Gemini panel here. We are scorched earth.
Wait,
Yeah.
I love that you used scorched earth. Also, what's 50%?
I mean, I get
Gemini?
like all
what
the
does that
comments
even
are
mean?
still here, but I can't. The gist of the question was basically,
Means 2 of us are Gemini, Jake.
Oh,
Four
two
of
of the. Oh, I
To
thought.
the 50% panel of the panel.
I see. I thought you were saying that you were 50%. I was like, I didn't know they came in percentages. I didn't know that the
well,
stars
I mean, can't
did
you
that
do
shit.
the like whatever right? Like I'm a Scorpio rising or whatever, and like
I'm a
whatever ascending or you know.
Also, if you have a dual personality, you could just go whichever one you want.
which I mean we are dual. We're twins. There's 2 of us. There's 4 of us.
Okay, there you go.
Oh.
What's your guys' signs? I don't even know. I know what your birthday is, but I don't know what your signs are.
I think I'm the fish one.
Pisces, is your birthday coming up?
My birthday is coming up.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Yeah.
Actually, your birthday will have come and gone by the time this episode comes out, right?
Well,
You're
thanks
41,
for wishing
you
me
old
happy
fuck.
birthday. Oh, you're right.
Live in the future. Brandon, you're September. What is yours?
Libra.
I love that. I love that little
Yes.
whisper. Okay.
Well, because otherwise you
You're like,
could be
"Oh,
a
it makes so much
Scorpio,
sense."
and
She's inventorying.
Ooh, I mean,
She's inventorying.
I
Why,
am.
yes. Wait, so what is that? What is that? Do you have those moments of like things clicking with when you learn someone's star sign?
Yeah,
Sign?
for sure.
It just okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Because I don't keep up with it. I don't know what any
Are
indicators
you-
are.
Are you like well versed enough in it to where you could like oh, here's like the attributes of a Sagittarius, and like, you know, these are the qualities that you find with whatever sign. Like you could like kind of like sort of tell somebody or like give them a
In most
reading or whatever.
There's some that I can and some that I can't. Like my dad was a Pisces, so I know about Pisces. My mom was a Scorpio, so uh and then like my husband and my daughter are both Aquarius and my son is a Sagittarius. So it's like I know about those ones
Okay.
specifically and I'm like, "Oh, you're doing you." And then I'm a Gemini, which in some cases people say are the worst, and I would beg to differ because
Well, yeah, you got
I
to.
think we're great. We're
What
pretty
is
polarizing.
okay? So tell us what a Gemini. What are the traits of a Gemini that you find in yourself and in, say, Matt, since he's also a Gemini?
Leave me out of this.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, Matt is a May Gemini, and that's a little bit different. I am a
Yeah,
June
tell me
Gemini.
That
about
makes
it.
sense. That makes
So-
total sense.
That makes sense.
It's literally the last day of May. Give me a break.
So I mean, I think one thing is that so a Gemini is like the twins. So most
Twins?
Geminis have like dual personalities within ourselves.
Oh, interesting.
And we hold grudges pretty well.
Okay, all right.
But we're also like very fun. Like to play devil's advocate. I've never seen Matt do that. Um, just if you were into star signs, you would see like Geminis are usually like loudest in the room, flirtiest,
Okay.
most likely to blah blah blah, or just I don't know that I don't know that a Gemini is always an extrovert, but we're probably mostly always an extrovert.
Interesting. That's very curious. I like that. And so,
what's the cutoff for a Gemini? Like what's the start and end date?
It's usually the people who are born on like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. They're usually called like cusps. So it would be probably like May 22nd to June 21st is kind of the range would be Geminis, but it's that way for all signs.
We're all born in 1985, right? So we're all do you do Chinese zodiac? Like we're like born in the year of the ox?
Mm-hmm. I don't do those ones as much, but I did know that we're the year of the ox because I always used to find myself on the pinwheel at Sunny Hans. Did you guys all go there?
Yeah. Nice.
I was telling my wife today, so we're getting ready to go to New Orleans, me and Brandon again, and I was telling her about we found this bar where you have to like ask a guy what time it is, and he gives you a card, and you go up, and it's like a vampire themed bar, like all gothic themed, and there was a girl in the corner that was doing tarot readings, and I had never had one, and I had had enough drinks, so I was like, fuck it. So I forget how much it was, honestly.
Was this before or after you won a bunch of money?
I was after.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, I was feeling pretty good, and I was like, whatever. Caution to the wind. We're on vacation. And she gave me my reading, and at the time, it did feel like, oh, she knows me. It could have been the multiple hand grenades that we had to drink, or the fact that I was like emotionally in my feels. But it like after I stepped away, I was like, it feels like she kind of just told me my astrology sign. It just kind of like I don't know. I feel like tarot and knowing your signs align pretty well. Do you know anything about tarot?
Not really. I'm not a big tarot.
Do you feel like it's like broad enough that you could kind of fit it, like make it fit any person?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Like this card says you'll face a challenge in the near future. Like that kind of a thing.
You will have a conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got a little sidetracked. Should we hit one more question?
Yeah, let's do it.
No, it's good. It's really good. We all learned something about ourselves today.
Also, I remember everybody's birthdays, but Jake, is yours March 6th?
Yeah, way to dox me. Jesus.
Well, mine's September 24th. So, but
Got your ass.
no,
I hate that everyone's going to wish
I
you a
can
happy
never-
birthday.
Yeah.
like for whatever
Yeah,
reason,
all
I can
4 of
never
our
remember
listeners.
yours, Jake.
It's a good reminder for our parents that listen.
If you remember, Brandon, late last year, I was like, oh shit, it's his birthday. And it was not. It was like off by a month or more because I just mistook a message or something like that. And I was like, oh damn. And Matt's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I hope you
I've
called
had-
and like sang him happy birthday.
You should have done
Becca,
that.
I remember I called and sang him happy birthday. That must have been 2005 or 2006. I called, I sang him happy birthday, dead silence, and he goes, that I think I forget what he said exactly. It was like, was that as awkward for you as it was for me or something like that? And I was like, God damn. And I haven't sang to anybody but my immediate family members since then. Cause I was like, all right, maybe we're not there anymore.
Oh, it is a Fouts family tradition to call and sing
Nice.
to you happy birthday.
Nice.
Today is actually my kid's birthday, and my parents sent me a text message, and it was later at night, and I opened it, and I forgot about it until this morning, and I opened it, and my dad's wearing a wig, and my mom's wearing a wig, and I was just like, God, it's way too early for this.
So the next one comes to us from the subreddit No Stupid Questions, username SZ. They ask, can some people really not tell when they're releasing farts? I have a coworker who farts constantly throughout the day. She's vegan, so they have that richness to them. Our boss just sat her down twice and told her she needs to stop farting in the shared space, but she claims she can't smell them and she doesn't even know when it's happening. She gets mad at us for reacting like we do, like she has no control over the situation. She also refuses to take drops or enzymes or whatever. Can some people
Or
just
whatever.
not tell when they're farting? Is that real or is she gaslighting us? Sorry.
Nice.
I see what she did there. Or whoever SZ was. Thank God for the pandemic that most of us get to work from home.
Yeah.
Thank you, COVID.
That's a good hot take. Thank goodness there was a pandemic.
God bless the pandemic.
I think I speak for everyone when I say. I mean, I don't know. I can tell when I'm about to nearly shit my pants. Usually.
I have a. Okay, so I grew up in the church, and there was a homeschool family, and I think this
you've
is the
told
root
this story
cause of
before.
all of it.
Yeah.
And this kid would like bold face, just rip ass, and we were sitting around in youth group, and this happened at least weekly, and everybody would react to it because we're 15, 16 years old, and we'd look at him and he would just like, nothing happened. Just nothing happened. It was like, first of all, I know you're not deaf. Second of all, that came out of your body, and it was that loud that not if you were deaf, surely you would feel it. And somewhere along the lines, your parents taught you to not at least say, excuse me, or stand up and walk away, or go to the bathroom, or whatever. But we were teenagers at the time, and I have kids now that I've already declared I don't know much about women, and I have girls. Things come out of them sometimes, and I don't know, whatever. They poot or whatever they want to call it. But like, surely people
they do something different than
But like, my kids are at an age where they do happen sometimes, but like my oldest is getting there where it's like, I know that was deliberate, or you can get up and walk away. But to do it in an office setting immediate termination.
Oh shit.
That's an HR.
Matt's
That's
asking.
That's HR.
Matt's like asking his wife, "Can girls still fart if they have a tampon in?"
Yeah.
If you can't feel it or smell it, I mean, kudos to you, because
right.
I don't think that's a thing.
Well, also,
then you
like,
do have COVID and you should be quarantining.
Right.
this person's been talked to twice. Like, I can't imagine how mortifying that would be to be called into an office. Like, hey,
I know.
can you please quit farting?
We've talked about this once.
Yeah, that's the part where you would have to imagine that someone's either so strong-willed or so completely unaware of, because there's some people that are like so not like self-absorbed, but like they're so far on to the next thing of like whatever list they're trying to burn through, like that they are properly unaware of their surroundings. I can't imagine it being so much so that they aren't aware of them farting. But like, I mean, I don't know.
If
I guess
they're
it's
vegan
possible.
and you do have a vegetable heavy diet, you probably are just farting nonstop. So
yeah, but you still have sphincter control. Like you still have a body to deal with. Like
well,
I don't know.
mean, maybe you're farting so much that like just at a certain point you don't really realize it.
You might be on
it just
another
becomes
reason
like
why it sucked to be vegan.
Maybe they're 45 and we're just a couple years short of doing this in the office.
Or they could be that person, Jake, in the movie that you're like they're on the fast track to management.
Shit, you're
Nothing's holding them back.
Nothing's holding them back.
Nothing.
They're being propelled forward even.
I wonder if that would classify, like, when we were at the bank, there were a couple individuals throughout the different teams I worked on that I know were talked to about hygiene in general. I wonder if that would classify as being able to talk to somebody about that, like, hey, just so you know, like, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, the discussion
I'm sure it also
of
has to go through legal.
enzymes and Beano and whatever else has come up, and they refuse to take them. So I would assume that this was probably like you gotta make
Figure
those
it out.
pooters stop or something.
I do wonder, like, if she's been confronted directly by her coworkers, or if it's like like, oh hey, manager, can you talk to Tiffany about ripping ass? Like
the white elephant gift exchange, just like tons of Gas X and all the other shit you can buy at Hot Topic.
Yeah, Brandon, but you said like that how mortifying it. Like if someone's talking to me, even if a colleague's talking to me, I'm never ripping ass in a public space again, ever. Right? If I have like the slightest amount of tummy troubles, I'm gone. You know?
Yeah, like I mean, just the one meeting, yeah, would be enough to make me like, yeah, never do it again. But then 2 meetings, just have it like, we've discussed this already, but it's come up again.
How do you start that meeting too? Like, oh, hey, you again. Have a seat. Ooh, not in that chair.
Please leave the door open.
Just gonna crack the window a little bit.
That would be the time to do it, like on the one-on-ones with your immediate, like your direct report. Just like bold face across the table, staring like
like a power flex.
Or
You know, honestly,
damn it, we talked about this.
I just had 2 thoughts, which is, could this person be angling for an office? Or work from home accommodations.
Yo.
Like, you've made it so unbearable to be in the office with us, with everyone else. You can work from home.
She's out here playing
Hopefully,
chess
they don't get
and
her
we're all
like
playing checkers.
What are the like see-through glass offices? Because then the windows would be fogged up the whole time.
Like a dehumidifier running all the time.
Like, how did Brandon get frosted glass in his office? No. Well, I mean, you better have an amazing performance review to be able to pull that one off. How'd
I mean, if
you get to work from home? You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
I feel like if I were a manager that had to talk to an employee about that, like I would want like HR to be there and do it for me, just so
Absolutely.
I would
don't.
also pay money to be a fly on the wall to watch Brandon Bernhardt talk to someone about flatulence in the office.
Be like,
I'm
Becca,
just gonna
come in, have
slide
a
you this
seat.
envelope, and if you could read what's inside when I'm out of the room, that'd be great. Thank you.
I'm just gonna slide this across the table. If you could read this yourself, please, and let me know if you have any questions.
sign it at the bottom to acknowledge
Sign
that
it
we
at the
talked about it.
What are some of the answers?
The top one is, you know what? I've had some bad days at work lately, but at least no one has taken me aside to talk to me about farting too much. Thank you. um, this person said, happened to me in 3rd grade. Mom made some fire food with beans. It hurt to keep it. It hurt to keep it in, so I just let them go. The teacher was not happy with me. I let one out while she was telling me to stop.
That's like one of those Becca, what's the show where the mom was like bullying her kid
Oh
Through-
gosh,
through text message?
yes, wrong number, and I don't remember. It was on Netflix.
You just like sabotage your kid's development at school by being like, here's your lunch, eat up. Jeez.
More beans.
My brother learned to fart on command and was using it to torture me, the perfect and definitely not annoying baby sister. My parents couldn't get him to stop until one day it was just him, a work friend of my dad's, and my dad in dad's old farm truck with my brother crammed in the little fold down half seat behind the front seats. And my dad and his friend just ripped farts constantly for the 45 minutes home from town with the windows up the whole time. I'm shocked the truck didn't look like the car and Up in Smoke when they opened the doors.
That reminds me of a high school story. If we're talking about being the best versions of ourselves when we were back then,
for sure.
do you remember the prank that somebody put Dookie on the heater coil of somebody's truck in the parking lot?
Oh,
And so when he turned on the
vaguely remember
heater, you might not remember that. I think that was a. If you could think of a prankster that we had in high school, that's exactly who you're thinking of. But yeah, there was an individual who got into the heater coil of their truck and the upper lot, and he got in and turned his heater on, and it just heated up the poop.
That's pretty rough.
That
My mom
upper
started-
lot was really hard to park in. I'm gonna just say it.
Wait,
It
the
was,
upper lot?
that was
Which
a
one
thing.
was the upper lot?
The
we
one
could
that was
never get in.
directly across the street from like the sophomore wing.
Oh yeah,
You had to be there at like 7 o'clock at 6:30 in the morning to get into
It was
that
reserved
lot.
for the cheerleaders and the football players.
Absolutely not. It was reserved for the the Toyota Truck Club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
This person said my mom started farting in Blockbuster Video in the late 80s. The more she farted, the more she laughed, the more she farted. OMG, we were laughing so hard. Thank God the place was pretty empty and no one else in the aisle with us. I mean, nobody really answers the question or anything about like, yeah, everybody's just telling like farting stories in public, but
Yeah, that's one of
Every
those. Like,
single one of them knew they were farting.
That's the
Yeah.
key takeaway. You're right.
yeah, I think she probably knows what she's doing and just says she
Doesn't give up.
I think she is gaslighting you.
literally,
She wants to work from home.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Respect. Hate
let her
the
rip. Because I mean, if that was the
game,
average
not the play.
person, it would be like, even after the first time, it's like, it's a shame we only work on the second floor because I'm looking for the tallest floor to jump out of this window right now. You know, like that would. It's mortifying. It'd be like, oh God. Like, how do you show face of like even at lunchtime? Oh yeah, you're gonna have all that broccoli there. Mm-hmm. Okay, bastard.
All right. Well, has that been an episode?
I think that's a good.
What time is it? Ooh, yeah, 55 minutes. Look at us go.
That's a good stopping point. End on the
Good,
the old
clean,
fart jokes.
fun.
All right, Becca,
And
do you have
really-
anything you'd Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say really ending on jumping off a roof, but thanks,
Yeah,
Matt.
that's actually a good point.
Well,
What
that's,
happens
that's
that's
how
on
we
me.
roll. It's usually Jake that takes us down the dark hole of like, well, I was thinking about my mortality today.
Hey,
You guys ever wonder what
So?
the inside of a coffin looks like?
Jeez.
No, but Becca, do you have anything that you'd like to plug or like point people towards or advocate for? Or
Nope. I'm just chronically online.
nice.
well, then you
Friend
should
Do you wanna-
of
do
a
you wanna put-
friend.
the
You want to
look
put your
maxing and logging and all that. If you're
My Instagram handle? Absolutely not.
you want to put your
Yeah,
handle
under
so
no
you
circum-
can reunite with all those long lost friends from middle school?
No, that's okay.
Yeah, fuck them.
5 of them for a reason.
Yeah.
Boring can burn.
all right. Well,
Boring can burn. Wait,
well,
are
thank
you
you
a
for your
boring
time,
kid?
Becca.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I started at Cottrell and then it got closed, so I ended
Yeah.
up at Boring. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Wait,
So-
you're boring?
I would
just the sound drop.
All right, sorry, Brandon. Please proceed in taking us out.
I mean, we can keep chit chatting if you want.
No, you started it. Let's just wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and thank you to our loyal patrons for supporting the show. If you haven't already, head over to Patreon at patreon.com/qualifiednonsense to show your support and catch some exclusive content, including our new show, tentatively titled Qualified Nonsense After Dark. Watch us over on YouTube at youtube.com/@qualifiednonsense. Also, feel free to send any questions or comments to qualifiednonsense@gmail.com. Or hit us up on our socials or on the Discord found in the episode description. After you've done all that, please also rate, review, share, like, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. We'll see you back here next week for another brand new episode of Qualified Nonsense.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.